Okay, shall we start? Thank you for coming to Business School PhD Program Information Session of Hong Kong Polytech University. First of all, I would like to thank every single one of you who spent time and money to come to this place. Really appreciate it. My name is Chinian. I'm the Associate Dean of B School. Today, I would like to share with you some information about the school and the program that it operates. So let me first tell you a little bit about the structure of the school. Okay, the school is organized by 3 units. Okay, so we have accounting and finance. Because it's quite big, it's more than 100 faculty members, so we call it a school of accounting and finance, but it's still under School of Business, all right? The second unit is logistics and maritime studies. The third department is management and marketing. Okay, all 3 departments have their professors here today join us. Okay, so let me introduce the professors. So for accounting and finance, we have Cao Jie, Professor Cao Jie. Cao Jie is a PhD from University of Texas, Austin. All right. From logistic and maritime study, we have Song Mel. Professor Song received her PhD from MIT. And then for management and marketing, we have Professor Yao Dai in the back. Yao Dai is a PhD from INSEAD. All right, so all these professors will be in this seminar room until 1 p.m. to answer your question, okay? According to our feedback from your WeChat message, many of you have this question in mind, like criteria of admission, material to be submitted, a timeline of application, whether it's better to apply later or apply earlier. How much is the tuition fee, likelihood of getting a scholarship and so on. How long does it take? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then required courses and so on. Okay, these are all important, legitimate questions. But it's very program specific, very department specific. Okay, so I will leave the answer of this question to the professors. For my part, I'm going to share with you a more fundamental question. That is, why PolyU? What makes PolyU different from other schools? There are so many PhD programs, right? Why do you come to PolyU? What makes PolyU different? Okay? Now, some of the typical answers include ranking, reputation, these outstanding faculty members, good placement record, and support and research culture. Now, the top 3, the first 3 are public information, meaning you can find it over the internet, right? Or in a brochure. So I don't want to spend too much time on this. I will spend a little bit more time to talk about something that you cannot find from public sources. That is the kind of support and culture that we have. And I think that's something distinguished PolyU from other schools, all right? But before I do that, let me very quickly go through the top 3. In terms of ranking, we are doing quite well, right? Number 4 by Shanghai ranking in the area of management. Number 27 by Times Higher Education in the area of business and economics. 56 by QS World in the area of management studies. In terms of placement for accounting and finance, we have plenty of students to Tsinghua. Xiamen, we all know that Xiamen's accounting and finance area is very good. Also, UK, University of Birmingham, For logistic and maritime study, we have placed our students to Shanghai Jiao Tong, Tsinghua University, and Nanyang Technological University. For management, we have placed our students to Monash, Renmin, and Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. It's good, right? I mean, however, this public information is a quantitative information. It's ranking, it's records. There are many things, many other things that you won't be able to find from this quantitative information. And these things can be very important when you make decision where to apply, okay? Let me give you an example. Yale Law School versus University of New Mexico Law School. Okay, which one will you go? Simply look at Yale versus New Mexico. Which one will you go?
The first one.
Oh, why?
Yeah, because it's yellow.
Because it's Yale, okay. Anyone else? Which one will you go?
Yeah.
Yale. Why?
It's more famous, right?
More famous. Okay. Most of us, including myself, will probably go to Yale, right? Right? But if I tell you this, I'm not sure if you can see it. Oh, okay. Yale actually published 9 journals edited by students, where University of New Mexico hire more Native American lawyers than any other law schools. What does that mean? It means Yale has very strong in research. Their goal is to train legal scholars, whereas University of New Mexico emphasized fight for the right of minority people. This is very different. A lot of people inspire to become a lawyer because they want to fight for the right of people in a low socioeconomic status. If that is your inspiration, you may be better fit with New Mexico rather than Yale. This is something I'm going to share with you about PolyU today. Okay, what makes PolyU different from other places? Our strong support and collaborative culture, okay? We have also invited 5 students to share with you their experience. They are the witness of our strong support, all right? But let me just very quickly summarize what our culture is. I use one sentence. PolyU is a healthy and dynamic intellectual community. Healthy include 2 components, physical health and mental health, right? The moment I joined PolyU, I noticed that many faculty members and graduate students play sports. They routinely play different kinds of sports, exercise, badminton, swimming, jogging, hiking, all right? We all know that after you exercise, your brain will generate some sort of chemical, right? That will make you feel better, make you feel happier. And during the exercise, you also build relationship with your partners because sometimes you play the game, you compete with each other, all right? So, in our community, we have a lot of exercise, informal organization, sports, and so on. And the outcome is strong social relationship, all right? On top of this culture, we also provide very strong support for your research. For example, this is only for management and marketing. I'm not sure whether for other departments. So each PhD student will get 30,000 Hong Kong dollars every year. You can use it to buy computer. You can use it to overseas conferences. I'm very jealous because we only get 15,000 and PhD students get 30,000. That's very generous. Because of this general support, you don't compete with each other. That's a very important point. I myself is from Stanford. Many people do not know Stanford is very, very competitive. The way they do it is that first year they admit 10 students. By the end of the second year, only 3 or 4 left. You compete for the attention of professor, you compete for the scholarship, you compete for support. I'm not sure if you remember a couple of years ago, I think it's in chemistry department. It's a Chinese girl who is a PhD student who tried to poison her senior in the same lab. I'm not sure if you remember this. Her senior is a Korean girl. She tried to kill her. Why? Because she thinks the supervisor, they have the same supervisor, like the senior more than her. That's very competitive to an extent, the students try to kill each other. But I assure you that this is not a way PolyU will do things. Okay? We will provide strong support so that you don't compete for resources. We will use healthy culture to make you more productive. All right? And then you build strong relationship with your students, with your professor. Second, it's very dynamic. So many things going on that will help you learn outside the classroom. For example, accounting and finance has this special conference for a journal. Logistics and maritime study has this weekly seminar, and sometimes 2 seminars in 1 week. And management and marketing has this visiting professor from Emory who's going to talk about innovation in popular music industry. This very interesting, right? Another visiting professor will give a public lecture on how to make consumer behave in a more sustainable way. It's very interesting. Outside the classroom, you have many things to do. Also, to me, the most important thing for a healthy, dynamic community is food, right? We also provide that. Okay? All right. To summarize our culture, we are a healthy and dynamic intellectual community that help you grow and become very strong in your intellectual capability. All right? And this is our belief that if you are healthy, you will be happy and productive, not the other way around. Many people say, if I am productive, I will be happy. No, you have to be happy first and then be productive. Keep in mind, strong body, strong mind. Okay? All right, that is PolyU Business School. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope I will see some of you in PolyU next fall. All right? I will then pass the time to the professors from different departments. They will introduce their program. And then after their presentation, we will divide you into small groups according to the fields that you are interested in, so that you have chance to ask questions and so on. All right? I shall pass it to Cao Lao Shi.
Thank you. I have a point. Thanks for the great introduction by our Associate Dean. My name is Cao Jie. It's great to meet you here and share information about my department. We have a School of Accounting and Finance. Effectively, that's a department and a business school. And however, I just recently know that my department, School of Accounting and Finance, total number of staff, including research faculty, teaching faculty, administration staffs, over 100. So that's a very big size, even bigger than some business schools. Okay. A bit bad thing is like I only joined PolyU for 1 year, 2 months. So it's also for me trying to learn about the university and my department. Okay. And for the PhD program, a good news is like I have been working on PhD since 2015. So before I joined PolyU, I worked at the CUHK, Chinese University of Hong Kong, for 13 years, and worked as a PhD director for 7 years. And I just took the position at PolyU. So I can see the difference between two schools, Chinese U and PolyU. Okay? And I do agree with our associate dean said that healthy environment is very, very important. And at CUHK, my major is in the Department of Finance. And at PolyU, I have accounting and finance in the same department. So actually, we have more than just accounting and finance. We have accounting, finance, economics, and law. Okay, so that's quite comprehensive. So that's make PolyU very unique, different from other schools in Hong Kong or Singapore is for interdisciplinary research. Okay, so in this PhD program, you will take accounting course, finance courses, economic courses, okay, and you are free to pick a supervisor, work on different area. Okay, so interdisciplinary research may help you open many new ideas. Okay, so you have accounting background, meet with your classmates or faculty in finance background, you can work on something cannot be achieved in a regular university with a standalone accounting department, finance department. Okay, so I work in CUHK for a long time. I don't know many of my accounting colleagues at Chinese U, but now in PolyU, and I have to know, we are in the same department. Okay, so that's a very unique thing of PolyU. If you are interested in accounting and finance and economics, we are together and we collaborate together. Okay, the rankings, I got some information from our secretaries. For accounting, there is famous ranking called BYU. BYU University, they publish some ranking based on research outputs. So they're ranking 21st in the world. And so UTD may be more famous, counted 24 journals for business school. Okay, so if we count UTD journal in accounting, 3 journals, we're ranking 37th in the world. Okay, and also by Korean business school, there is a ranking, also ranked 37th in accounting. So the accounting area, we're pretty strong. Okay. For finance, okay, we're relatively not as strong as was accounting, honestly, but it's not too bad. Okay. So we are by Korean business school ranking, we're ranking 45th in the world, and by UTD, we're ranking 84th in the world. So that's maybe we have a small number of faculty members in the finance area compared with accounting side. Okay, there will be some like historical reasons for this. And for finance, actually I didn't put it in the slides. I don't know how students know about what are we doing for finance research. One area is corporate finance. Okay, that includes how corporate get financed by issuing debt or equity, like IPOs, and how the corporate company make investment decision. Okay, make R&Ds, innovations. And nowadays, how do they do corporate social responsibilities? This is about corporate finance. Okay. Then the other important area is asset pricing. Asset pricing means, how the stock are traded, bond traded. Okay. How we price those financial assets. Okay. What's the portfolio theory, asset pricing theories? And nowadays, asset pricing also extended to like virtual assets, bitcoins, cryptocurrencies, and the derivatives, options, and futures. So that's about asset pricing side. Okay. And for the accounting, I'll invite our PhD student, Mindy, to share more about accounting details, as she knows more than me. So what are the research areas for accounting?
Okay, thank you, Professor Cao. I think Professor Cao is just too humble to say that he does not know much about accounting. Instead, he just wants to give me a chance to present. So when it talks about accounting, what do you have in mind? Not just accountancy or accounting standards. Instead, we primarily focus on how information affects decision making. So take today as example. We are here to disclose information to you, and you are here to acquire information. Then we both use that kind of information to make decisions. And based on that framework, we can extend it to some specific areas in accounting. First, in this internet era, we can just send out the information slides words to you while we are still here. Because information does not only include hard information that text, pictures, voice, there's some soft information you can have with such face-to-face interaction. And second, how to make sure the information is real and authentic. Here, we involve a dependent third party, that is auditor. So auditor is also the area we study. And second, how do you analyze the information? If you are not an expert, who will you turn to? You may turn to analyst. So analyst is also a part of a research area. And you are supplying to the PhD program as we are recruiting with demand. So we also study supply and demand. And now we are turned to a broad aspect that is the ESG area. So to conclude, accounting is about information, how you disclose information, how you use information, and how to trust that information. So that, just to say that accounting is just not about numbers, take numbers and take records. There is more information, more area you can study in accounting. So I will pass the time back to Professor Cao.
Thanks, Mondi, for sharing the accounting. Yeah. Actually, I know a little bit about accounting, but maybe more than most of you. Okay. I think there are some students, if you're interested in accounting, you need to change your mind. When we usually in our daily life, when we think about accounting, we think about the big four companies like auditings, those kind of boring, routine, tedious job. Actually, it's no. Okay. For accounting academic research, it's very different from our common sense about accounting in the industry job. Okay, so we for accountings, they will focus on some interesting topic: information disclosure, information acquisition. Nowadays, they're very modern. They use AI, machine learning method to analyze those news and use that to do lots of interesting business questions. And I'll give you an example. Like in PolyU, we have accounting and finance in the same department. So I have a recent research project, so I can share with you how we connect the two areas. So in one research, I think I presented in Nanfang Keda in June, is like we ask whether insurance company, 保险公司 insurance company, how do they trade their bond, corporate bond, according to earnings conference call. Okay, so this title across two disciplines. Earnings conference call come from public firms, voluntary disclosure. This is accounting topic. How public firm talk to investors using the event like earnings conference call. Okay, this is an accounting area. And we look at insurance company, how insurance company trade corporate bonds. This is typical finance areas. Okay, so in the regular schools, typical school like CUHK or Hong Kong U, those finance researchers would have never thought about earnings conference call. And accounting people never thought about, okay, earnings conference call can affect the insurance company's trading. Okay, so in regular case, they will not generate such an idea, but we can make it happen in PolyU with accounting researcher, finance researcher that discuss, interact, and generate lots of exciting new ideas. Okay, so that's really unique at PolyU. Okay. So our PhD structure nowadays, I think we only take like 4-year PhDs, 4 years. But nowadays, for finance accounting, 5 years is common. It's in Hong Kong. I don't know whether you heard about US schools. 6 year, also common. Sometimes people stay for 7 years. But at PolyU, we try to get you out in 4 years if possible, and at most 5 years. Okay, we do not want to keep students for 7 years. That's not good for either party. Okay, so we try to hope students can get out in 4 to 5 years. Now we hope you can land a good academic job. Okay. My research areas. So there's some publications. We have a top-tier journal like Accounting Review, Journal of Financial Economics. They're really top journal worldwide. One nice feature of academic research is all the schools in the world talk to the same guidelines, same criteria. If you could publish in those top-tier journals, you could find a job not just in mainland China, maybe Hong Kong, Singapore, Europe, Australia, Canada, or even United States. Okay, so that's a very nice feature for academic research. It's like currency, like Bitcoins, can be accepted all over the world. Okay, so we train students. We try to hope you could or be able to publish in those leading journals. And how long will it take? Publish a journal like this. It varies across disciplines. For finance and accounting, 5 years is pretty normal. Okay, 3 years, you're super lucky. 10 years, not bad. Okay, I still have some working paper 12 years out, not converted yet. Okay. Yeah, these are some like management science. It's also a very good journal in the UTD. So as I said, it's interdisciplinary literature in IF, School of Accounting Finance. We publish more than just accounting or finance. We publish like in management science. Okay. Or we have called it Publishing Management Journal. Okay, this contributed to the Department of M&M, SMG is a management journal. Okay. Okay. In terms of scholarship, I think that's quite a standard, right, for all the department in the PolyU. Okay, so these are the standard definition. You got funded. All the students receive funding. Can that make you rich? No, that can make you live a decent life. That you can focus on your study, but can never make you rich. Okay, how to become rich? PhD is not the ideal choice for become rich, right? Okay, so even though I know this is a promotion, it is like our promotion event for PhD, but everybody needs to think about that, whether it fits your career goal for the next 5, 4 years or even longer time. Okay. So PhD, during PhD life, you get a decent stipend, okay, make you living an okay life, but cannot make you rich, okay. During the 4 to 5 years, you need to accumulate your human capital. Try to increase your research strengths, become more competitive. Then what you want is 5 years later, whether you can find a good academic job, say become an assistant professor in Peking University or in Tsinghua University, or in somewhere in overseas. You want to go to a better academic places to starting as a professor. So that's our purpose, to nurture students. Okay. And the criteria is based on what your research outputs. Okay, we want you can publish more papers. Okay. So how many, this is about courses. Yeah, let me talk about the courses. So we have 4 PhD core courses, actually 6, let's say 2 economic courses, microeconomics and some econometrics, 2 econ courses, and 2 accounting courses and 2 finance courses. So in the F, you need to take 6 courses, as I said, 2 econ, 2 finance, 2 accounting. So you have a comprehensive learning through all this area. This is a unique feature for our department. How many minutes I have? 3 minutes? Okay, yeah, good enough. And the culture in F means a School of Accounting Finance very, very good. I can tell you one simple story. When I entered the PhD office, my first impression is so big, like this hall, our PhD office. So big. You like a big office or small office? You like big or small ones? Why? In CHK, we only have a small office, 4 to 5 students in one room. Okay. I spent a lot of efforts dealing with office politics. So 5 girls in a room, some do not like each other, and the bully one, and oh my God. Okay. At PolyU, no, such a big hall, there's no politics. Okay. The people doing accounting, doing finance, doing economics, you are not competing directly with someone else. Okay. So more I can see is collaborations. Okay. So I can see all the students, they're very hard working, they're very collegial. This makes it different from the culture in CHK. I should not say that. And another thing I like at Poly is I realize the students, they are very practical. Let's say practical. Let's say they really stand on the ground. Means they know they need to work harder, make a little bit step forward to achieve a bigger goal. Okay, I can tell from some students in Hong Kong U or UST or CHK is those students may have a good background, like undergraduates from Peking, Tsinghua, Fudan, Shanghai Jiao Tong University. Super good background, first degrees. But many of them has a problem is, in Chinese say, 眼高手低. So the goal is there, but the action is there. Okay, there's a big gap here. So you either lower your expectation or improve your actions. Okay, but I didn't see problem in PolyU. I think most of students, they make the expectation, okay, I'm not setting so high bars. I make it realistic, small step, small goal, and I work hard to achieve the goal step by step. Then eventually you can achieve big goals. So that's an important culture in PolyU. Okay, so you may think about, okay, if I have a choice from PolyU or top 3 Hong Kong schools, CHK, UST, Hong Kong U, of course they are maybe rank higher. Okay, at the beginning, our associate dean said you have Yale and New Mexico. Which one you like? I said, of course, Yale. Okay, but when you're selecting PhD programs, there are some other things more important rather than just the university-wide overall rankings. Professors' area, strengths, and the culture of the department is very important. Okay, we spend lots of efforts to make sure every PhD student is happy. So every time they have pressure, they have issues, we will try to fix the problem as soon as possible. Okay. And the recent placement, okay, just for your reference. So the placement varies a lot. We have Asian in North America, Europe schools. But these are the record in the past, and you make the future. Okay. So I only say the placement record only can serve as a reference because you can always make breakthrough. Okay. You never know. Okay. Okay. And yes, applications, they are quite standard. I don't think we are different from other department. Yeah, maybe we can have more questions about applications. So during the Q&A part. Okay, so I'm on right time? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Next. I'll give to Professor Song.
Thank you, Professor Cao. Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining us for this information seminar. This is Song Miao. I'm from the Department of Logistics and Maritime Studies. And today it's my great pleasure to share with you some information about our department, particularly about our research and our research programs, PhD programs. This is an overview about our department. We are not a small department, but not as big as accounting and finance. We have two main research streams. The first one is supply chain and operations management. We have 90 faculty members working in this area, and we also have another research stream, shipping, maritime, transportation studies. We have 9 faculty members working in this area. We got our academic staff from a lot of very good universities throughout the world, including MIT, Duke, Michigan, Cambridge, NUS, Columbia, and so on. And Let's look at our research ranking. We have outstanding faculty members. We are doing very well in research. According to this Career University Business School World Ranking, we are ranked number 1 in operations management and management science. This is mainly the research area for our supply chain and operations management. And for the other research stream, logistics, shipping, maritime studies, transportation, we also ranked number 1 according to the maritime research ranking in Chinese universities. And if we talk about the empirical studies, if we talk about the empirical studies for supply chain management, operations management, we are ranked 11 worldwide. And we will talk about the UTD research rankings. We can see there's 6 top journals in our department. Those are our targeting journals in UTD. We are ranked number 13 worldwide. These are the placements for our recent PhD graduates. We place our students in some of the very top universities in mainland, like Tsinghua, Shanghai Jiao Tong, the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology in Guangzhou. We also place our students overseas, like Nanyang Technological University, University of Liverpool in UK, and the University of Groningen in Netherlands. Around half of our students, they also joined the industry. So if like just Professor Cao mentioned earlier, if you want to become rich, then industry is a better choice. They probably earn more money than us. So they join those top tier companies in the IT industry like JD, Alibaba, Tencent. Some of them work for the consulting firm Kearney. Some of them for the state-owned company China Merchants Group and the car manufacturer Hyundai. So that's the placement. Let's move on to some detailed information about the 2 research streams, and I'd like to share with you some information about what we are currently doing in our department. Let's start with supply chain and operations management. So what is operations management? Basically, when we talk about operations management, we are talking about the entire process of business, of government, all sorts of organizations. We are talking about the process starting from getting raw materials and the labor, and then we do the production, distribution, so on, until the product or service reach the end customers. The entire process is what we are working on for operations management. And we try to improve the efficiency for the entire process, and we want to make sure that it's cost efficient. So that's operations management. It's the key for all the organizations, no matter it's a company, no matter it's government or those NGOs, we also need the operations management. And our department actually has a footprint in almost all the major areas of operations management. We have empirical studies in operations management. We have colleagues working on the stylized economics model, like the game theoretical model. We also have colleagues working on all those operations research optimization approaches. So we just have a very wide range of strengths in this field of operations management. And here are the list of keywords for our research interests of our colleagues. So you can see a wide range of things like operations, optimization, supply chain, data-driven, stochastic, queuing, application, logistics, all sorts of things. So we have a very broad interest. So no matter what kind of topic you want to look into in this broad area, you probably will identify some of our colleagues doing excellent research in this field. So let me give you some specific examples. Let's start with supply chain management. Supply chain management is about matching supply with demand, and nowadays we see a lot of disruptions going on in supply chain. So the question here is how to mitigate the supply risk. We have different ways. For example, we can consider supply diversification. We choose different suppliers. And we can also consider pricing strategy. If there's a supply shortage, we can increase the price. So how should we apply all these measures to reduce the supply risk? In which scenario we should consider supply diversification? In which scenario we should consider price postponement? That's the question we try to answer here. We have colleagues working on operations marketing interface. We all book flight tickets, but sometimes we cannot make for the trip. We needed to cancel the flight and ask for a refund. But not all refunds, they are in cash. Sometimes the industry gives us credit. And the credit is only valid for a certain amount of time, for example, 1 year. So the question here is, how should we design the refund policy? Should we give the customers cash, or should we give them credit? If we give them credit, how long will be this validity period? That's the question we want to try to answer here. We also have the operations finance interface. If we have a startup company, we may think about, should we get money from bank loans, or should we go to the crowdfunding platform to raise money? So the question here is, which way is best for us? It depends on the different scenarios we are facing, and in different scenarios, we may think about different options. That's the question we try to answer here. We also have colleagues working on data-driven operations. So nowadays, we go shopping online, we see the price change all the time. This is what we call dynamic pricing. But dynamic pricing is not easy. The challenge is that we don't know the demand function as a price. We say that the price is 5, but we have no idea whether the customer is like this price or they don't. They think it's too expensive. The question here is, we need to do the dynamic pricing while we are trying to learn the demand curve, how the different customers can react to the different prices. So that is what we call the personalized decision making. So what we are trying to do here is we are going to develop data-driven algorithms to learn the demand function and try to do the dynamic pricing to make sure that we can gain enough profit in this process. We also have colleagues work on smart city operations. Nowadays, we see a lot of electric vehicles, and they need to charge. So what is the best charging strategy? We need to think about when to charge, where to charge, at which power level, all sorts of things. We want to make sure that the electrical vehicles can meet the transportation needs of our citizens in the city, but in the meantime, we want to make sure that the grid will not get hurt. Right? If we look at the electricity grid, if we put too much pressure, overload it, then it will break down. So how can we achieve the trade-off? Charging the electricity vehicles, meeting the transportation needs, and while make sure that our grid is healthy. That's the question we try to understand here. And there are also some of our colleagues working on the more optimization side of this field. For example, some of us are working on the data-driven optimization model. So let's say we want to minimize our cost for certain operations, but the demand is uncertain. We don't know the demand. We only have historical data of the demand from the past. So how can we convert these discrete data points of the demand, convert them to the decision we can take in the supply chain? That is what we are trying to do here in the field of data-driven optimization. So that's the examples I have shown you guys, and here are the research outlets where we publish in the 6 UDD journals, mainly Operations Research, Management Science, Influence Journal on Computing, Manufacturing and Service Operations Management, Production and Operations Management, Journal of Operations Management. I mentioned earlier that we ranked number 13 worldwide in terms of the number of publications in these journals, and the number of published papers and accepted papers by our department actually is growing very fast in the recent years. We started from 9 3 years ago, and last year we got 22 papers published. So we are a very strong department doing very well in our research. And in the meantime, we also provide a lot of support to our students. We offer a lot of PhD subjects, modeling, economics, empirical studies, optimizations, so on and so forth. So all our students will get a sufficient training, very solid training in the research methods you are going to make use of. It's multidisciplinary, just like Professor Cao mentioned. Our students also take subjects from other departments, cross-department, and cross-university. We can always send our students to take subjects from other universities. We have world-class faculty members graduating from top universities, and we put a lot of efforts to make sure that every of our PhD students can fully realize their potential. We have many of our colleagues serving as department editors or associate editors of those top journals, so they will provide a lot of guidance in not just research, but also getting their research published. We have a lot of opportunities for overseas exchange and internship. We try to find opportunities for our students to collaborate with the top-tier researchers throughout the world, and we also send our students to attend the international conferences. We just try our best to make sure that our students can be successful in this academic career. Now let me move on to the second stream, shipping, maritime, transportation studies. Hong Kong is a very small city in both size and population, but transportation, aviation, shipping is quite important for us. We have world #1 usage for public transportation. We are ranked #8 for maritime cargo, #1 for air cargo, and #8 for air passengers. Because the city so rely on this transportation, shipping, and aviation, we build a very strong team in this field. We have 7 colleagues working on sea transport and 2 colleagues working on air transport. We cover a lot of areas like green shipping, port and shipping operations management, shipping finance, shipping economics, and maritime law. And for air transport, we have aviation economics, air freight operations management. And we are the only PhD program offered in Hong Kong in the field of shipping management. And for aviation, we are one of the very few PhD programs offered in Hong Kong. And just to give you an example for the shipping research, this is an issue about sustainability. If we look at the sulfur oxide emission, we see that a significant portion comes from the shipping industry. To address this sustainability issue, so in North America and in Europe, we set up these green zones. This is the special emission control zone. So the container vessels in this area, they have to use marine fuel with at most 0.1% sulfur. And the similar regulations, we expected to be to have it in mainland China. So in this coastal area, very likely we will have same regulation. But this poses a challenge to the shipping industry because this kind of fuel with very low percentage of sulfur is super expensive. So how should we handle this challenge? We want to make sure we are compliant with the regulations. We want to meet the needs of our customers to shipping all the containers throughout the world. And in the meantime, we want to minimize our cost. So we need to redesign our shipping services in order to achieve all the goals. That's what we try to consider here. Our colleagues, they are super productive. They have 600 plus publications in all the top tier journals in transportation, like Transportation Research, ABCDE, Transportation Science, and they also publish in the UTD journals like ORMS, Production and Operations Management. We ranked always number one in different ranks for the maritime research, and nearly all our faculty members are among the top 50 scholars globally in maritime research, and many of our professors, they are among top 2% globally in logistics and transportation, according to a research by Stanford University. We also have a lot of resources to share with our students. We have 3 research centers, and we have quite a few colleagues serving as editor-in-chief or associated editor for a lot of transportation journals, so we can provide the best support, best guidance to our students for them to excel in the academia world. So that's the research information I'd like to share with you, and here I would like to share with you another piece of information. We are going to have a PhD recruitment workshop. It will be 2 weeks from today. We are going to conduct it via online platform Zoom, and you can scan the QR codes for the website of the workshop, and here is the application form for this workshop. So that's what I'd like to share with you today. I hope I didn't run over time. Maybe we can handle the questions in the Q&A session. Okay, thank you very much. And next we are going to welcome Professor Yao, Dr. Yao, to share with you some information about the market management and the marketing department. Thank you, Dr. Yao.
Thank you, Professor Song, and thank you, Professor Cao and Professor Zhong earlier, right? So on my part, since I think the RPG office just asked us to summarize the major achievement in terms of research, so I think the department secretary only helped me to organize this information. But I think for example, the general application procedure is pretty much the same across different disciplines. So I don't think I have to talk about that too much. And also, if you are interested in the general profile of our faculty member at the Department of Marketing and Department of Management and Marketing, you are more than welcome to visit the department portal. And there are a lot of information about each of us. I can share maybe some very brief information about the department. So we actually have 3 major research areas in the department. One is management, one is marketing, another one is information system. And of course, within management, people know that there are probably different sub-areas like human resource management, strategic management, etc., entrepreneurship, innovation, for example. And within marketing, we have quantitative marketing, which is what I'm primarily working on. And we have consumer behavior, okay? And within IS, I don't think they have some more sub-areas, so it's only IS, okay? So here you can see that I'm summarizing the top journal publications in the past 2 years. So you can see that we publish, for example, in management, we can see that people publish in Academy of Management Journal, SMJ Strategic Management Journal, Journal of Applied Psychology, Journal of Personality and Sociology, Social Psychology, etc. So all these are major top management journals that everyone is crazy for, right? So as I think Professor Cao shared earlier, so all these are serving as a currency in the academic world. So if you are able to publish 1 or 2 top journals, from this list, then you probably could apply for academic job worldwide, not only in mainland China, not only in Hong Kong, but also, across the globe. Okay. So yeah, so we have some other publications in the past 2 years in some other journals, like Journal of International Business Study, for example. Okay, from the management area, and from the marketing area, we are relatively smaller. So we have about 12 research-oriented faculty members in the marketing area. I think about 7 from the quant side, like what I do, and 5 from the CB side. Okay, so we're not like in terms of the journal list, we're not publishing a lot as compared to the management folks, because they have a lot. They have about 30, I think, research-oriented faculty members there. But you can see we are publishing in all the top marketing journals. For example, Journal of Consumer Research, Journal of Marketing, Journal of Marketing Management Science, Journal of Marketing Research and Marketing Science. So you can see that across all the major top marketing journals, we are able to publish there. Okay. And then MIS is an area that is even smaller. So they have about 7 to 8 active working, research-oriented faculty members there. So even though, despite of the small size, you can see that they are able to publish in all these major IS top journals as well. So, for example, MIS Quarterly, which is a top journal, Information System Research. Okay, another UTD 24 IS journal, Journal of Management Information System, another very good top journal. Okay, so these are the top journal publications in the past 2 years, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the enhanced exposure and the collections. So in terms of I think Professor Song and Professor Cao sort of share their collections with the broader, academic world in the world as well. So for us, we have active visiting chair professor scheme. So every year we invite, those professors from, top universities across the globe to visit us and deliver some PhD courses, right? So for example, in the management area, you can see in the past 2 years, we have invited Professor Xijun Chang from US, Kaifeng Zhang from OSU, and other professors from other universities in the world to visit us. And for marketing, we have 4 visiting chair professors from, for example, University of Chicago, University of Toronto, University of British Columbia. So all these are world famous top universities in the world, and they come to PolyU, give a talk, deliver a short PhD course, usually a few weeks, and staying there usually for a couple of months, working with not only the faculty members here, but also the PhD students. Okay. And then for IS, we have invited 2, renowned professors from, University of Hamburg and Georgia State University. I think some of them are actually editor of ISR, if I don't remember wrong. Okay. And besides this visiting chair professor scheme, we also have an active, seminar series. So those are the professors and the scholars we have invited from, outside to give us a seminar and engage with the PhD students and the faculty members in the past 2 years. Okay, you can see that it's a pretty long list. Okay. And also, we have a lot of research events, research-oriented events. For example, we have this PolyU 85th anniversary conference on managing innovation in the digital era. This is our department head, Professor Liu Wu. And we have a bunch of keynote speakers, including, for example, Professor Cong himself. We have not only keynote speakers from within PolyU, but also a lot of speakers from the industry world, like Cassie Pacific, Google Greater China, for example. Okay. And we have, this one is actually organized by myself together with, the Hong Kong quant marketing kind of community. So here, now in Hong Kong, we actually have a very active quant marketing community, okay? So every week, we are having an online seminar, and once per semester, we are actually carrying this online seminar to the offsite world, to the offline world, okay? So this is actually the one that, we organized at PolyU for the previous semester as an offline kind of event for this Hong Kong quant marketing group. And we have Professor Xingyu Cao from NYU at that moment, but now she actually joined the CUHK. We have Qiyuan Wang, which is my colleague from PolyU, and Professor Nornan from USC as the keynote speakers, okay? And also we have, this PolyU Joint University Summer Workshop on Information System. So this is going to be an annual event organized by the IS community in Hong Kong, and it's initiated by PolyU, Hong Kong U, and CTU as far as I remember, but primarily initiated by PolyU, by Professor Ning Kai from PolyU. So this is an event that they just held this summer, okay? And it's going to be annual. It's going to be an annual event. So we have this CLI. CLI is a Center of Leadership and Innovation. It's one of the research center that is affiliated with the management and the marketing department, okay? So they have this symposium on entrepreneurship and innovation just happened a few weeks ago, right? So here you can see Professor Cong is one of the organizers as well. And we have this OBHR Research Day that took place a few weeks ago as well. So you can see that all these are just recent activities we have, okay? That's all, yeah. So, yeah, as I said, I just briefly summarize, all these research activities in terms of top journal publications, visiting chair professors, academic visits, as well as research events that took place within the department in the past 2 years, actually. So in case you have, any questions regarding, the application process, please feel free to reach out to me during the kind of engagement session we're going to have, okay? Thank you.
So in this remaining hour, the arrangement will be as follows. Because we are having almost a full house today. So we understand that it's very difficult maybe for our participants at the back to be engaged. So here is the arrangement. So we are going to divide this room into 3 areas according to the research interest that the PolyU Business School offers. So in the front section, may I invite all of you who are interested in accounting, finance, economics to stay in the front part of the room, and we'll invite our colleagues from AF to remain seated for the time being, please. And then in the middle of the hall, we will have our logistics and maritime studies. And then at the back, it will be management and marketing. So at this moment, may I also introduce 5 additional guests who have joined us today and who will be able to help you to answer all the questions you may have towards our program. So they are actually our current PhD students. So you will be able to learn other information from the teachers as well. So may I please ask you to welcome Wang Yajing from Accounting and Finance. Hi, so this is Ms. Wang Yajing. We also have Zhang Mendi from Accounting and Finance. We have from our Logistics and Maritime Studies, Chao Xue. And then from Management and Marketing, Liu Chenzhen. And also from Management and Marketing, Li Chenchuan. Okay, so we know we have quite a number of participants today, so not to worry. Just remain seated in your table later in the area. Our teachers will go around the room to make sure all the questions are being addressed. So may I now invite all of you, Accounting and Finance in the front part, Logistics and Maritime Studies in the middle, and Management and Marketing at the back of the hall, please. Thank you.